Good morning and blessings. It is 1 o'clock in the morning, and I am in Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania, doing my penny walk. Yeah, yesterday I was talking to another driver, and he said to me, "Hey, you're a driver?" And I said to him, "Yes, I am a driver." And he said, "How can you be a driver?" And I was puzzled by the statement, because it's just like, okay, why? So I proceeded with the conversation. I was like, "Why would you ask that question?" He goes, "Because you don't look like a driver." So I kept on talking to him and trying to find out exactly how he comes up with that thought. So basically, it came down to, because I'm not heavy, I am, I don't dress the part, I guess. So I just gave him a few tips and about trying to stay healthy. Now I don't want to say that I have the answer to everything and I'm the way to go. No, I do it for me. I do it to be healthy. And what I said to him was, you need to know your want, and you need to know your reason. So my want is, I want to be healthy. I want to be there for my grandkids, for my loved ones, and the reason for that is because if I'm not healthy, I can't do the activities, play in the park, or do a pickup game like soccer or basketball, and I want to do those things, and also when I see the doctor, I want the doctor to say, okay, your chart shows that your cholesterol, your triglycerides, and all that is good for the long run. I want to be here as long as I can. So that is my reason. So when I see that in my head, okay, I'm going to be here for another year. I'm going to be here for another 2, another 5. And I can see that ahead, then it motivates me and it tells me, all right, Harris, you got to get up. You just can't be, sleeping. You got to get up. So now it is just in me now. Now I just wake up. Yeah, there are times like yesterday I didn't want to wake up, but how I got up. So that's what I do for me. I can't tell someone, oh, you need to do this, you need to do that, because one, I'm not a doctor, and 2, I ain't their parent, I ain't their father. So, but I do say, this is what I do for me. You need to know what you need to do for you. And the only way you can do that is by knowing what pushes you, what you want in life, what's your reason to live. There's a book that I read a while back, and I think it's titled, I don't know the author, but it's titled Start with a Why. And that's a good book because it's true what that author says, that when you know your why, you know, it motivates you, it pushes you to do what you need to do for your future. So that's what I wanted to share today. Take care, blessings, and talk to you next time.